I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. Yeah. You know, minya kamete strings be was here per high life, but I'm really liking it. And you know, congratulations to Mr. Joe. He's doing very well too. Kewa, and you know, highly spiritual. And yeah, we're moving on, and the show is moving on to the Max agenda, where we talk about very serious issues. Last Friday, I'm told, and yes, of course, I went through the whole, you know, and we said, rent home come rent on come any day. Alex be pick some text messages, but before that, na my member intro na for more. Rent no ho asem no me say Friday no, the talk was mostly about your friend is saying landlords I won't have drain landlords and yama bi on ya tenants for na ni ho landlords for be rules bi ne suban bi a wo mu a obekwa akoto landlord pa wo say mache a friend is saying light bill na mamuni na me de menka ho wo say mache water bill na mache agu so me de menka ho enso so no use na dodo because one what we ne yiri no mienu ne manom 7 enso so be de akoka wo ka ye tu akra so dan pe edene enye baabia na benya betena. It has been a lot. This time around on a Monday morning, let us find out about tenants. Landlords be hard, and tenants be so dear. A friend is saying, or no, they are health sent. Utimu say, yes, more paba ufi, or more hard drink ankasa. Nene, Emmanuel, if you rent control, as usual. Yeneno ebedi sound common. For text messages, they are tenant to tenant. Tenant be a whole hard drink. Also, suit if you are almost one hind dine. Onipa na wa hind dine one channel. Or to me, hard just sa, yes, or her landlord or how one so out if you hobby. See whom, sound common, ye bedi. One so with you no far or text message, bra me and bisa. Emmanuel wa how, ye miss some and farm mount, and who here. Let your questions come in. Let us ask about it. What about the tenants? Tenants na wo de mra bia ni hono mo a wo de so ni mu ebe ye. Tenant to me sorry. Wo say me sorry anopa no, masi porch. Obi fie. Wo ye dey si porch. Obi to me tenant to me sorry wo say me renovate fie ni me bu bi agum. Obi a wakwa rent a year 2 bedroom. Wo say me bu bedroom ba akwa ka ho na aye kese. Wo dan ya. Tenant be to miss watching a friend is saying a handyman. De bia no oboda do wa dem ho. De bia ti kon wa dem ho. Ni awo ye wo ho de who se construction said yen tenant be wo ho do mo a wo sorry a girlfriends no so mo ba fie ho pie ni. De bia se yesra na ni. Onya wono ani fie kura nko bi mbesra ne sa. All of these things come up. So what's our problem na e hefa na wo de ko. What's our problem na? Saying kwine ben na wo faso. You know, I'll bet someone with you. How do you solve all these issues? This is the conversation on the Max agenda. This is why Emmanuel is here. Wunti and rent control abaha no pay. Many wunti. Inti me maybe some questions. Also ebisa questions. Alex, let's read the text messages and then we go straight to Emmanuel.
Right. You owe me. I'll say it before we go.
I owe you.
Yeah, you owe me big time.
Why is that?
Oh, you want me to get into that?
Yes.
Okay, let me do that before I get into the messages here. Now, this one says that, good morning, Auntie Baby and Uncle Alex. I'm Anita from Ashiaman. And says, please tell Auntie Baby that I missed her so much. Story. And then she goes on to say, tell her to buy you pizza because you did a great job in her absence.
Oh, okay.
So you owe me pizza.
Okay.
Emmanuel agree?
Okay.
You owe me that?
I owe you pizza.
Right after the show?
I pay up.
Okay, you pay up. Awesome.
Anita, sir. Yo.
Anita, thank you very much. Now let's get into this. It says, what of someone in your room and he painted the room? Will he deduct from the rent fee?
All right. So on that note, we will say a very big welcome. Mm-hmm. And thank you, a very big thank you for coming. And welcome to the show.
Thank you, baby.
And I also have a
So, pizza na ebeche.
Pizza no so ebeche.
Ebeche pizza no.
Now pa. Turn one.
Oh.
Meaning baby I'll turn one get one free.
Oh, okay.
It's only problem.
Okay.
But I'm happy to see you though.
Thank you.
Yeah, so sorry about that. Welcome back one more time. It can't Friday no. Back. We're just rushing through because message is net doors. So Kojo from Kaswa, what of a tenant who has not not paid rent for over a year and failed after several requests. What do I do? That's something else. Over a year. Yeah. Hi, I have rented a house for almost 5 years, but the landlord has refused to build a toilet for the house. Which what should we do? So let's do the first two.
Okay.
And then we'll get into Obiawa rent if you're for 5 years, not a landlord and say toilet to your own see. I know it.
Okay. And I hope say I'm just neat this morning. And no na ye bought tenant koko say so continue be fair. Making sure say also be neat. Because you will be under the act I no nuisance and then the other issues. It is all continue be fair now making sure say ho be neater. Landlord no be to me agina so. Now I apply for order of eviction now I can. But a ban renovation and now improvement of a premises tenants, if you know Nyawudia, that's the first point. And to say, obey Bibia or few, I say, who file landlord no transit, no more shisha agreement. Agreement na move shisha no. And no nebetre say, me jumana, or the back come me rent in one mammy, and now within a period of vetuamica. And to say, oh, tenant, why your innovation, now why your improvement, one country landlord no. Who to me, Daniel won't say, oh, be jiska. And only first point. Rental rates no na I can so we share section 17 now. See tenant be any kwan say obedi landlord ka bosumi baako. And what now 2 years. Landlord no oye so generous. So be the more than a month rent control na be report to na yen friend no na yen investigation. Say yen investigation na you say a writer. And one say no e be order tenant no na wa feel because it's against the act. Say about no toilet now. Say no all the Metropolitan District Assembly is against their bylaws. Say ube sifie and now ube sit down toilet in new. And the landlords are only toilet for mufie no. Or because it's against the AMA laws no. And the umbe to me sanction. But say toilet in the time I will no. I say we share sa basic amenities ni na asana wako. And it's a what dear to me say, Ebi, I may use public toilet. And tina will call now. Say, I know AMA insist, say, every household should have a toilet. And no subeba, and tenant no toilet in the field. Say, public toilet will around now, bet me patronize it until say landlord no, my aye, sa near AMA ni Metropolitan Assembly no insisting. Wow. It's in for now.
Oh, okay. Let me get into this one. I'll say, hi, good morning. I am Teresa, a landlady. A tenant stayed in my house for 1.5 years, but refused to pay me, but went and rented a room somewhere else without giving me my money. What should I do? Where do you say?
Okay. Before crowd answer we know now we can about renovations what say person we renovations we fear when a landlord that's na say na madi ho nkomo na afi we renovate say na we be hu say na sika no e be say bia or the be share years na wo man so say den a wo tinem something like that. Na what of say wuti fie na wo tenant no if ye nim enko ye na opesa renovate niema bi na wonim se sebi wote hono be 2 years ye de ati mu se environment ni nko ye landlord se mempene
anything na on say assessment na ye kan wasem no ye no every 2 years wo tenant no wo kwan se wo be ba rent control na wa be apply for assessment no because wo ti obi fie na free no duria you don't expect say wo be tia the same sikana wo tia no. And so who apply for that assessment na ye be assessment na ye who say e free no form na eko but first no you see landlord no g 100 cedis but say assessment na ye who say jury there ye will kwan say best slash no to 80 cedis and 50 cedis for instance so that inconvenience now will come no sa renter ya reduce no e be compensate you till the time with tenancy be ending
obi be ka say sa assessment na mo ka ho asem no e bia se bi o eyema won we sisi apartments akese na wo mo rent no ehia cottage ehia apartments so mo de ne wo kwa rent dan na e car wo tuanti no you want the place to be assessed na eba no ye de ye kwa rent no e bia 250 ene 300 na 150 180 na na wo san kwa koze me kwa kofa rent control so wo sika ana pedan papa ana akọ rent baby foforo na abetena me fie na akọ kofa rent control for say omo bembe assess me dan ma me say wo pe baby ati say ya wo be ko baby no possible
no assessment is for all private dwellings, okay. Being store, being compound house, being self-contained, all the categories of apartment. And yes, self-contained and now baby a posh place pe. So more compound house, cry na who feel say scan na me to it's more than what I'm supposed to pay. No. You can come to the condemn na be assessment.
Assessment ne yes say ukwa kotenem ana wutim. And assessment ne ka wo ho ana. Assessment
for now no account ni and one say we apply. So we apply you do be call na ya call take measurement in your manual na ya master assessment certificate no. Enti enye say a posh place pe. Enye say time a wo call no pe. So wo tine mu say ni American. Now we say new man ko ye ma wo. But landlord they be no demanding advance. They be no demanding advance. Who kwan so be apply for sa assessment because in the first place no landlord ko ni kwan say obetu ni rent ma on can't rent control.
Oh.
And assessment landlord say so within 2 years after 2 years no be reassessment. But within 2 years no say who tenant who say new man ko ye new man juria. You have the right say ube to me insisting on your right say 100 cedis for instance now me to it's too much because a new man cost a landlord na say they say obey renovation but so on dia rent control or say obey bow now your mouth some compensation no kakra until say with tenancy agreement no be end.
Okay, you were talking about that message that came in. Now,
Yeah.
what if ebia wuti fie mu compound house be efie ni mu fin ne niama de bia ukoka che landlord say landlord niama ya de go anke yi free ho anke be we ana ni say be say landlord is one pene no so betimi aka che rent control so on be kan che landlord is one prefie wana.
One said and bibi e be si wo fie obia mumie no no e say mo transi na mo tumi kan wasem. But some who can want them now in TSM Bandia, rent control is the next point of call. Say, Obeba Muntem, now I see in Tokwabia na in Tawabia or Muntem.
Nice.
And Tianuna year call, sa 1 year rent arrest, no, say on Pacona Johnny. Antina, okay. Antina, year Boko say, so Biba fear, making sure say documentation because so. Nya your friend no rent card no. With details or as a landlord, tenant details or your guarantee and na emergency number or and say tenant not joining no. Baby say tenant not joining no. And no na would be Tracy no. Wow. Ube Tracy emergency number no. Ube Tracy sa tenant no.
Okay.
And to baby or kobia say obia be guarantee amano. And so the wuka ye any free rent for Ghana ha. And since ye any free rent for Ghana, so would you be 1.5 years and now 1 year. And so utia and son na woko. And say what Johnny there ye be fast guarantee na man. Now ya use na ya de a Tracy tenant no. And ye bokok say moon documenting mo commercial.
Akwa say wo akope obi dan krat na mu a. E wo say wonya obi obe witness ma ye hu a e wo say
na ya consent.
Oh, okay.
And landlord or moon no so. No more document send a BBC a ye betumi solve this problem. But in this case no say woni baby a tenant no hold there. Rent control ye be ma sa samon no. Now they are come no. Now you are inviting no. Now arrest or deal no. Yeah,
before we get into the next question, your friend is saying, say a dine doors baby Accra.
Yeah.
And if I have to come for the assessment form near there, now your friend said rent control phone has to come to my house. Now who pays for transportation? Is it on us or is on the
okay? And Ceciano, improvement, digitization program. Discussions are ongoing. But for now, no. There were logistical problems. Say Uber, we'll just ask you to assist in the transportation in and out.
Okay.
But the assessment itself, no,
you
don't pay. But for transportation, no, you are required that you assisted. But say digitization, no bad more. You can just be in your house, then that will be communicating on the night. That will be very, very minimal in the cost. Until we are praying, say, in the very near, just very soon, discussions are ongoing. It says, Simon, and one say, you just go to our website, you just apply, then we just communicate. Yeah.
Now, this one, a very, I see, is it right for a landlord to keep some of your room keys?
Okay. This is very wrong. Entina, ye bokoko says, tenancy agreement, no. Se mu sign you are, say mu landlord no, on fa copy embra rent control.
Key no.
No, tenancy agreement.
Okay.
And it's a the rent control. You be shemu. Now you won't say you are not infringing on somebody's human rights. You are not infringing on somebody's movement and things. And he say, "Oh yes, sir. Again. Say ni tenancy agreement mu. Say you have to keep a copy of my keys. Say womukra ye be hear from.
Okay.
Say bano gate. It's a compound house. Now ukita gate key. It's fine. But near me private room key no. I know they are no because you are infringing my debate mercy. You can come into my room anytime. It's against the human rights.
Now debate me to say fire, and I will not come into your room.
No, say fire service nebeba. I know there is an emergency, so we can force opening the door.
And rather I use key no coming boom boom.
Exactly. Say if it's an emergency, the law requires that we can force opening. But yes, sir, you keep a copy of my private room key. And no, it's against the act.
Not Friday. Before Friday. Me ye din komo bi wa ha.
Yeah.
Na sister bi akwa akope yes salon. Akwa rent salon landlord nye so key just back door to the salon.
No
onemu 1 minute bi abona or the tower abon wa kodware awie.
Exactly.
Exactly. Na o kai sa asem no.
Right.
Key no obi ohwa ne dan no rent no say was locks anyway. Every time me I think say that's the proper way say obi behind what dan na ofri mu a e was say we see mu for the next person.
Exactly.
Now it's a key no.
Now it's a key no because you never know onipa no okono bi or the key ni kwa obetimi aba back to come open. Who obi abro woni timo baba be two ball. I'm telling you. Or baba blades no ebi nyo eba be two sockets na nyama so you change the locks. And uko na uko change doors so a keys no say ye de ma say pofo egu nsem bebre nti eno sa no so rent ma new tenant na udane keys ni na e ma no so ho nti ya wo kan say in case say bia ye ho ne wo say wusie bia akwa adwuma ye wo say bia wusie bi free udan mu ba e wo say ye de ye nan ekobugu ba say bia ukotwe key e de it's not against it is say me ba fie na landlord the keys na agu me sem ba me ba fie no me say landlord de bia na say me be che landlord in the act say wo bie door according to him no what say gas leak here me to me che no
utumechi no prove say wa hu pese to ana gas bia sent you them
is to prove the gas or not to prove me channel for the key or me channel for cent no
baby tina all yes ano and say so prove say nienti a all call them no wenti na call.
What if it's true?
What if it's true? That's fine. And una make say but in the first place no only kwan say obekita wo spare key.
Okay.
I will said I was said there as a tenant no so say obi the key mawa so more bunch of key the main door key no you have to change it for security reasons.
Okay.
So we change the main door. Who the fatu say who kwa who the bet me to expensive ones I won't say need a cheaper. Bet me to expensive one now say need a new expensive bet me to cheap one. Now they are changing the main one. Inside bedroom no there. You can keep them. So kita spare one cry on to me have access to that. And to be changing for security reason no change the main one. Okay. Na fani there no too. So who kwa ube to me their man for security purposes.
Well said. Nice.
Okay. Now a friend is saying, let's go to PK from Jumako Slomo. I say, please, my dad has 3 rooms and gave one for rent, and I was staying in the other room. I got admission to the university, so left one of my keys with the man. So when I returned back during the vacation, then the man has given my room to his in-law, and I want to ask, what should I do?
Okay. We are straightforward. I'm saying, as a tenant, even room now, would the amount we no cry, and you would ya.
But I'm on the in-law.
What would the amount in-law? It's not for you. Near over rent, and no now we have access to. And no what quite say, we be a friend subletting. But subletting, no, I say, would the landlord no transit. Now more agree, say, me be subletting, and I'm the more before for this period of time. But now would the amount per chrono there. You have the right until all report na ye invicti on patrono non cogene so what this kind of manner or cogis cow ni ho until only right say odi obi dan parent ya on patrono man kwan
it in patronia wo kan say tenant say wutifie na wenya woho e wo say wutimi ebo o landlord amane say ebia ena na wo chena me in-law be ba besra me and because for me I also feel say bia your compound house na me sorry me unsu obi twam minim no cause me say ma de yiram de be hye no
exactly
because me minim no
exactly
so tia say nti no na wo che ne say wo say mitimi ka che me landlord say o e bia Friday me in law be ba besra me e wo say mitimi che ne kra say o be ba betena 1 week
exactly
okay it is me ka che landlord na landlord say wo ho kwan say we in law be ba betena wo che 1 week in law ba ya 3 months won ko landlord wo kwan say between law ana
also discussion about montem should be in good faith. And yes, and that bebemo. And it's a winning pass on the patrono betra or 3 months. What catch me say 1 month there? What that damn? It's against the agreement now. I can. You've got contrary to the agreement. And the landlord bet me now way so.
Say me to in-law.
Me over 2 1 kasa because what that done?
What to me so much?
Over 2 me too.
Wow.
Because what that done? Because when say on the patrono bet now channel. Effect on the utility no ebe kosro
water and
light ebe kosro even say toilet cra na say for 1 month na year ma say ebe ba 2 weeks and na
me prepaid there
oh prepaid that fine but at the end of the day no one say your friend be wear and tear and say mu ba ko pe na wo fear ebe taking long time na niama bi be say wo fie compared to ebi amu ye 10 wo fie mu ko amu ba. It's our lifetime, no.
Rent control for me, man, so true.
And yes, say one say making sure say we satisfy everybody. And it say who a dream beer. I say who catch a landlord no. Me dada no.
Ni awo person what say. Say in-law about or so be do 1 week. Na in-law about betna 3 months. Na in-law enko. Na friend say landlord say me to in-law so pina only in-law ni na me too. Now person channel say even if I have a meter, your friend prepaid. Even if I have a meter, me am to me light to me you cry. Now person channel say WC na metna so no. Landlord na this so na bro 1 week na kan 3 months say antetena so de bia sa na ebema na ye week. Say we see utilities niam e wo honom no. One person uses it, it takes a longer while before a bay. 3 people are using it when I've actually given it's a single room.
Yeah. Okay.
If you take a single room, you're supposed to maybe I'm fan some way by mienu and I'm multi single room. Intino ebia WC na wo no. Crawford 3 or 2 and I'm use.
Okay.
More than 7 pennies WC no onya pressure.
Ebenya pressure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Even doors are more be cry ebenya pressure. Because ni na account enti anyone say so obedi 1 month na ebia BBS say obedi 3 months call landlord no catch no say bibia adjani enti obetna 3 months wa open to the landlord enti say bibi wo na mo asiesie wo eno no but say utna 1 month say adani 3 months ukwa 1 year you are not being in good faith with the landlord enti.
As the way I can say, there is a minimum or maximum amount of people who should stay in one particular place at a time. Do you have that specification?
No, there's none. And no one say who be rent you be fee. Ubeka say yeah 5 neighbor. And to say landlord no pa or the be mau. So the mau we are, you don't have a problem. And you say who kwa ubeba now ba catch and say min kwa na metra. Ochina na more than 20. Enuni point na ye kan wasem no but ye ni fixed number of people are say omutra at a particular place.
If you say your friend saying, is it right for a landlord to come inspect your room? Is it right?
It's
so
right. Yes. I say on my notice. Obe catch you say Saturday me be inspection. What say feni any dia. And it say Babiee say I say and in the tenancy agreement I say mutual wo say Obeba be inspection, but before Obeba be inspection, I say catch you on my trial notice. And yes, I would see na landlord see koko me be inspection. That be
inspected it.
But share them say enyama ye correct na.
How?
Yeah, bathroom no.
Even inside the premises. One says I would not be fear, and yet they be na landlord no be bem say or share say who said enyama na baby. But all right say at a particular time no obema notice say e be a Sunday way me be share say enyama. That's the landlord's right because the free more he or she will take possession. Not exactly their renting. My point is say,
my point is say, who rented diner? Or no way inspected diner. I mean, say, Okako rented diner. Landlord and do rat dining. Say, Ebra, and papa a dining you. Say na dining here, walls in ye, socket in ye, we were ha, toilet no ha, Isabu. Bathroom so what will be a kitchen no Hanum say Babiee Adjoa you okay media show on sa say ube free ha 1 year after 1 year and Babiee bebu a heavy and your mother ye mammy and son wide wako obo that wa me day anymore and I hire mother wa day say obo that wa day anymore wo kwa making sure say ube silly that one yin na me painty white o painty blue are fine na mo free mo painty me white mammy a diner bonten no and come with rent no into the paint inside your room, don't paint outside the house. It's not your property. And you now why would you understand me 1 year na so na me see me too what about being inspected sister okay where you was so we and I say your landlord should be so or moya even advance in case you mess up something they take it out. If you don't, they give you back your money. And also, Mate, meaning say, yeah, and I say,
it's unlawful. It's unlawful.
Once I make no so Mate say, or say, okay, I dino, I bet them near 5,000, major 6,000, 1,000, idiot. May they two in case it's all saying, yeah, ma, met it and crack, no Mate. When I can say you're unlawful, you're the radiasi. But what I'm saying is, after 1 year, I come into the room, I check it, and Babiee, okay, you go. Say, Babiee, you okay, we fix it before you go. Nemo metimu sebio meniama even if it's with a notice me bedroom ni me way landlord abom kokose me buy inspection send your secondary school ya me buy inspection na landlord by Sunday after landlord and na me bedroom one na me washroom obi also e bia na o bedroom na ye master no na me bedroom na me washroom kitchen crowd ye kase ye aduane nko a na mo me bedroom ni ade no
it's unbearable.
No, baby, it's a bit inspection I can if you are getting closer to your tenancy. And no ma on train say ube free mu ube call baby and son or beba inspection. So what time no ben and no beba say
okay
what you see.
But what they saying say what you feel like one Sunday morning landlord
buy inspection
or buy inspection and then okay we are like
Dabi said their baby kind if it's getting to your tenancy say or beba making sure say won't journey won't say
that one is allowed
because the must sign this tenancy to me
and I say to me crime notice say I'm coming to inspect
that is the human right you infringing.
Can you hear because you know there are some landlords be or sana weekend every 3 months or some person be said dining to saying Mr. for 1 year.
David, must sign agreement. Must sign agreement. Then tell a woman say ben me tenancy no and no na me war right. Say member be inspecting and make sure say won't say Babiee and son na what Janiako. And the point na here make na sikana sem no one says security deposit no in other jurisdiction no say me the mau 2 months rent crown na me the mau. At the end of my tenancy, say me feed them on Babiee say cry. I say me interest one.
Hey,
I say me interest one. And no na I other jurisdiction. Yeah, Ghana, yeah, need security deposit no. And you want to mean Joe Bisika say me di to so wo feel na me di ama so won say bibia a landlord bebre reports anya wo your office so a landlord bebre so won say hwe kra omu pese omu di saska no ma
so obi be rent ya
anama pese saska no ma
wedi
enti say na ye apply sa security deposit no in Ghana no is wrong say na me kan no say wo call UK ni US say me di me security deposit ma na me call na bibi say ya you just give me my money plus an interest enti omu wo fund bia say obu gi sa security deposit no omu de call enti at the end of the period no so omu gi na omu anya interest no was no omu di account no omu di amount enti any your loss no
okay
ti a had yes
but a lot of landlords are just importing this thing into our system but you be sure say you be flashy until say law be aba say e be mandate omu say omu gi sa annual no dey.
Okay, interesting one. I said, good morning, Max TV. Please, if you rent a house to a tenant and for 2 months you don't want to keep the tenant, what do you do?
Okay.
How do you go about it? You say any part of troublesome or
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, as a landlord no. So we share 17 na. Nema wo ho obetimi agina so. Now there are 2 tenants. But who are your friend causing nuisance and annoyance? And to say what you be wo udem now we say or causing nuisance and not causing annoyance now. Obetimi agina so. But who need to say we forcefully eject that tenant. And one say over report to our rent control. Now you invite on Prakono. Now allegation now would you to so now you investigation. So your investigation no be now you say nya who can you empower. Ye na be order sa tenant no. Now I feel. Eti Bakuno says so but you feel no dey will more than 1 month now. Who can say we apply for sa. Eti niema wo ho obetimi agina so as a landlord. But who to me sorry preko say my renty a dan we amao. Me pay nim say me pay nim ashe. Enti me too. You better lay down guidelines na word. Say niawu kanu does not fall within that period now. Tenancy agreement na mo assign no. We make sure say ebe ending assign na we fair.
Alex, Mama kai we.
Okay.
Not to say good morning. Some landlords keep the keys to the washrooms in the compound house. And when you get tummy upset in the evening or at night, it's not easy. No person watch and say landlords be wo kwa you know sebi ano pay toilet wo fie ho no wo mu kura keys no nti sebio se person oja na just wokobo landlord dem mu se eja we dem baba gi keys no se eno sa na o ma ya matem no aka ho ti unti fie no mo ayeka keys a wonti ase je wuti fie ho because kwaja kwaji keys wonti ase wonti obi ba no person wo mo kire ne se time aso e wo se okokosra ayi nti no okoji keys eja so ene kura yi toilet keys wo fie ho wo se edu anumre pa se wo se ye nipa ebia wo mache wo yemu aka kakra wo kwa kwaji keys eja so na adai ba bomu sa eja da nti obisa se is it right say e wo se keys no to ebi kura na e bathroom ebi kura na eye toilet keys ni na e wo landlord ho should it be say e wo so obi anya ni key ana dan bia anya ni key ana say there was a time it say landlord bi ka bibi o see o edu time a we betwi a we ntwi edu time a we betwi a we ntwi wait omutimi ye ho basa inti na keys no e kura me no obi ho no ma wo se ami ja keys ne wo ha on be ma abontin sofuo ni na abe yusu facility no because they just leave it obi wo see o keys no de bia me to de bia na o ma bie ayi na to obeba no obi o bi fi abonten na so yare aba. What must be done?
Okay, the best practice is say as obia one key. So bia one key now say onipa ba kun on nya adwuma ye ana o cause nuisance. Then we flush the person out. Another option is say nya ukan it should be at a vantage point how obia benya access. And so obia nya say na mu hu onipa fofra na ho a mo collective responsibility as a tenant e wo fie no na mo stop onipa kon so nipa ba kon o kan na o ma access na e say e caution no say caution no na o ma nipa e ba still a e no ni say e be flashing no out but the best practice say e so bia won key
Tio, na me de na eba ne de aso ma sheda pa no de hit me ha. Papa Kwesi says hi, I am PK, I'm loving MaxMorning today. Thank you. We so ose ne din di gifty. Na wa rent fie for 1 year. Na wa kosra na boyfriend for 3 days. Wa ba ye no landlady na ono ne landlady ne say won't be ntina fie obi just wo tu no. Because wo meda fie waja dan no person say I should have been coming home instead of just say wo da abonten na wo da no landlady ne nje ain't no wo to no because wo da abonten ne de bia dan ni mu ye empty and no wo to no na if you that is
baby we nyasem matia me rent advance se me da o me da ho enye wasem se me time aso na me da ho a enu na wo be enu kra matumi hu dada enti wo ni kwan as landlord
let me rephrase it Emmanuel.
Okay.
In that sense, no crowd here, and no crowd here, mamma no home. Ebia na the baby will feel why war person or what again, because I don't understand. Say me free feel come boy or bear 3 days. So say a diner empty window where I won't pay for you then to me too. This is what I'm saying. Say landlord the be or was say me to me promo 10 o'clock. Me gate, me to me gate mu 10 o'clock. Landlord about 10:01 krana landlord at 2 gate him. Wo mu saying wo me. Also if you na wudum na ko bie baby e wo gate na obetu baby na mienu aka ho
enu ni fundamental human rights na ye kan wa asem
iti no wo de we ne no kwakosra ne boy ne de no landlady no I don't know but if you are wutim na sabie bia ukọ no waba enen so traffic wo krom so won e bia obekọ adwuma obi ono mu na adwuma start 5 obi o na adwo bia na adwuma e bia oton ade wo krom obeba no na ade asa ebia ofri adwuma mkra be ye 7 ebi obi adwuma no ye wo landlord na abekire no time a won kwa adwuma time a womra ebia because of no na wentimi amantem landlord say me de mra dafia na say ebo 10 a metumi gate mu this is somebody who is not doing it's not a habitual thing or say matumi gate mu matum emfa won say ene pe no waye matum ubebom sa meni madamfo bia wotena abonte mansuo bro no landlord be esoma ne ba so o man bebia no kra na ha madwene landlord wankasa bebia osoma ne ba so o man bebia 11:30 ubeba na nsuo abro papa na te say bra ko fi na nsuo abro ni 11:30 is it right or then somebody who is also habitual is it right
no we need fundamental no right emergency bet me see anytime. Enter the normal section. Landlord no make provision for a number the keys to everybody. We key try a nyeding. So want to me try catch a tenant no try no key. So that if any emergency happen, he or she can have access to the place. When a friend fundamental human right, and the tenants or more cost annual man. More report to landlord. Now I inform mon kasa.
What landlord says is for security reasons.
And yet security reason cry emergency war. Security is in me or me key. And any time I me bano, anyone say maybe. Say security reasons, say my life will be at stake now. Me na me share me home for say, I say me buy in fear them. And then we landlord no.
Tenant be wo hwa. Wabo ki ama no. De bia wabo. Owremu a wontu. Once wabo kwa oba 12 midnight. Obi a woni ki ntinti ono wonfa ho. Okwa oba 12 midnight. Obeba nso no wabu sesram ti onye say bia ne pe but owremu a wan lock it.
And only annoyance ne nuisance na ye can want them. And it's a particular tenant no. You be flashing them out.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
The other people do or more enjoy or more facility.
All right. Back to we now need you to say I rent my room to 2 tenants from April 2019 to April 2021. The tenant has vacated their room ahead of their time but has not handed over my keys. What should I do after April ending? Thank you. That's okay. Someone from Kumasi.
One more advance no. The time no so here. Until you don't have anything. Says time no pound. Now of faki no mouse still. You will be a friend ascondment. Ascondment no say any time I saw on faki no mouse. And one say we landlord no be rent control. Now you far process. Now you G order. Now you force. Now you be a dino. But any time no pound. na wo de wo pɛ ana wo tumi kɔbie dan na obetumi aba sɛ ne bibia yera
but the beer window no crowd we ni pan who to say hwe ni fie we nim
wo na wo ye o but say tenant be ba say ni ordinary sika bi share baby wafa enti na law na provide say ni time pan ho na onfa o kin no mawa me nfa wo tumi kɔbie dan no
na me credo simu e
wo betumi asimu me enta but say wo di berent obi fufro dia bra rent control
yeah
na ye fully process ye 90 process no ye force open the place for you legally what I say ubetumi atum say na onya access to it but one kasa wuntumi nkom
okay now Clifford throw way free so home or can say be me de and I've also had that issue like I've always wanted to know about it or say Ghana hano yeah what problem with rent calculation
okay
or try or say what rent will be so what rent baby for a year maybe we renting it for a year no would you match will be so say that bena the rent in the person or no not really say nanka was say soon the following year match and your February
okay it depends the day in the month and it's a renti will fee on the 15th of March for 1 year and the 14th of March next year so that from the 15th of next year March new tenancy are starting
from the 15th of March
next month new tenancy are starting semi renting ma 1st January 31st December tenancy no end until 1st January new tenancy are starting
asem we yaka da me pese wo boso bi o kire because obi wo no mo an rent no or rent March fa ne se wo ka se 15th of March ne ebe so 14th of March
yeah
also rent control for say you free bukra na our 3 months free period last me say wo ka say there's nothing like that
yeah ni free rent wo Ghana yeah ni grace period wo Ghana
grace period bia landlord no be ma bia 1 month say fa shed down for from netu 1 month no kura
utiaka
me kai say wo ka
say utiaka enti tenants fa mu ewo margin say grace period free grace period 3 months
4 months
3 months grace period any brand mo say na e kan no unim say one renting from 15th March by 14th March no tenancy agreement say 14th March no na me and maintenance no be end. And before that, 3 months to that, now I started say, "Oh, share baby." Say, "Oh, person will be renew." And to me, train say, "Oh, be another 15th of March." And so now what Janiako landlord no say, "Me per America cry, me di copy baby." Time a woman, I say, "We started say, oh, share baby." Say, "Baby, I want no." Ube too.
I will problem. Say morning. I see a friend Yvonne. The landlord at the letter Breno. Say afena so na ohia sika kwameka enti no say wo peso rent bi omu dia ene 1 month no wo 2 to 300 Ghana instead of just a wamano deal 3 million if you want to rent 1.5 years and 2.8 mama mbono to for opeso kire say ne rent no landlord amane letter say aso ono mani deal si wo hiesika komeka into wo mani deal say akwate say buy one get one free say ana say your friend is saying o say ekutu 3 for 1 cedi si wo hu o say 1.5 years no the budget no 2.8 na mum 1 year ni mum de we increase to 300 ohiesika ko make papa den alaji ohiesika no so ka bibi I'm saying this because I'm going back to what you said say landlord kra ni ho kwan say wo increase rent without the notice of the rent control
exactly
and so yet ha what rent 2 years oya wadwen se wutu na ana se oya wadwen se opese wutina mu biompe osisisi a no se be bia ne mfa se 200 Ghana osisisi a 25 na just say wo pene so kra na wo tena dan ni mu etua 250 a month for 2 years 2 years ni be ka ho a say watena mu asa no o se asan ko 300 na just ono de or to per the time you want to leave.
Oh, baby, in the first place, no landlord no ni kwan say obeji more than 6 months rent advance for war.
Ghana ha.
So we show section 19. I said landlord prohibited from collecting rent increase relating or resulting from increase in rate without notice. Enti enu na law no can. Who ni kwan say obetum before ube notify rent control. And secondly, under section 25, no, they say men give more than 6 months rent. So we yes sir, we bet me a debt fee 2 years. And I bet me a fine you 6,000. One say, yeah, na di law no diagro. But say chichi will come and who now be say hashtag free this person. Hashtag free this person. Time who yes I knew manu there. Obia who. But say the wutu mupa and I fine you and na social media free baby. Free ma ana free Alex.
Yeah, I'm free. Why?
Yeah, pamucho.
It's my yenim se krom ha. Me de nia minim ne say crofo age 1 year, 2 years. Ye wo bibi krom se ye free bibi goodwill.
Yeah.
Ye wo bibi a se stop de obeje de na wuti ate 5 years. Che say uncresi kapuduo bi a unya ba bi na adu ti ato. Se unkra obi ono mo a owo sika bi anka ope ba bi atenante bi 6 months ko obetua nke ebebro be 6 months no wa ye adwuma a obetimi asande atua so na krom akwa han obi dan 6 months yi after 6 months ko obetimi atumu no de wo ye den so for me sometimes I even feel say it is better to get apartments here ababai to stay because one no work monthly and who be so obenya wasomdwe security tight everything tight me ka asem asiasem so ye ni na niama ekosa emayen but ukwa obi dem ti say bia ba bia meti na was meje 2 years na ze kura bi so mo je 3 years stores 5 years 5 years no so no yesi efre bibi goodwill no kura de wo je de apananu mu se breno wa breno si store no say I don't know me mu na mo be kire ya say I don't know what the goodwill na idea.
Okay. Goodwill no simple understanding say yemfa Max Steven any example say me better Max Steven because mo jidin no dada mo work capable staff for all there enu na me chia hu edin na mo agi no
okay
enu ni goodwill na edin no amagi no any capable staff na
branding no utua branding
me try branding no any capable staff I wo ano because say me to equipment ni building no pa afei na me be recruit obi fu afei na me be change no na magidin wo we no ba mo agidin no dada mo wo capable enti enu will no na me tua no good will na me tua apart from say me tua asset di nyamanyam me tua edin na mo agi dada no enu ni good will no store hwinim afei na me nia wo ton dada no afei me be ton adifofo
area na a good will
area no
baby esi no
a good will
a good will but one said different stores na o anya wo nko store na o
there be some branding no na che say ebi me fa ne so obi ton tilapia me madam for ton tilapia party me say abrewa foods obi ton tilapia e wo shop nim wo free mu o se me ton me ton shop no obi foforo eba mu no so be ton tilapia
okay
good will bana
but enye udin na me di beton we no dabi enti say na wo kon area no ye goodwill but enye area no na me to no enye area no na me rent no me rent one store me be ye be before
there are instances where they will tell you so I have say nanti shops wa ha bibia wa ha cinema say park one linear count even their houses are lot kwan no ye na ye increase enye install part it shouldn't be part of
street
that
light
go
street light was so pharmacy
or say lekma yeah road nti landlord see or increasing the rent
yes
because say no quota bem
Ubebdu fientem.
It's not right. It's not right. And well, 6 months now, I can one. Ube to me, the Obia she tenancy agreement for 5 years, 2 years. But Nya can Ananiamrano can say, Uchan Ube Chichemu 6 months, 6 months.
Right.
Let's get into it. Guess and say, a friend say, a man rented my room for 2 years and he stayed in my room for only 2 months. He then packed out without informing me. Later bought keys that he is no longer interested in the said property. Therefore, he needs his balance. I therefore asked him to wait till the room is rented out so I can refund his balance to him. But it seems he has issues with my request.
No.
What should I do?
Only problem.
Only problem.
Landlord need problem. Say nyami na me too. One kasa na wo free o. Wakotna wa wo di key na brem. Time my keys no wo kra no. Metie free wo
2 years, 2 months.
Okay, enti metie free wo sika no. So time nso ya. Wo na wa 2 year. Eti say wo twen na me renti, me fa da no renti. Na me fa wo sika no.
2 months sika inside.
Enu na ye kan no enya no na otu wo na wo free o.
All right.
Enti se wa free o dia wo de me keys abrem twen na me fan rent na me fa se me na me tu dia wo de me key no ma me a enu anu se je wo sika na ko.
Okay. Wow. You know what? Some of these messages you send, you know, yeah, now I should think so you should know the answer to it. Ebi wonom kra na it has nothing to do with rent control. It has to do with the police. Because it becomes domestic, violence and other things. You have to call the police. You don't go to rent control. When you have police for, they're in charge of your rent. So obi beka se okwa ko han dan na okoye no na pipe bi a pipe. Na pipe na pipe me sure say be connecting to the water facility bi a ebeba dan na okwa ko han ni mu. Na se bi o catch the landlord say pipe no landlord kire de say I was so cheer for sa PVC pipe answer na why no bisa say me tria me the back rent one was say landlord say there be. I mean, come on. Yeah. You don't need to be in that room because answer na behind dino. Me gidi ye say wo say socket here adwuma.
Sa basic facilities.
What adwuma. What me kwatena dan mu a also light and so. Me say me kwakọ han wo dan na o socket ba me shock landlord ubenya shock waka sa benya shock because me know this year that would him. You understand? So basic o say I add say you whichever platform we should be able to advise people that, you know, it's your money. It's your money's worth.
What if it's cheap? It's affordable.
Whether it's cheap. No, there's something like cheap. It's affordable.
Affordable. Let me just say affordable.
It's still money.
It's
still money. On fan chow. Anya do de chow. So whether it's sikanu so say dosu what a man or j. So get your money's worth because I won't coffee bim na insure landlord catch us say insure waha ye light waha. Say waha. You are paying for all of that. It is a wood na PVC pipe or na pipe. Na landlord say any ye PVC pipe. So okay, me ya obeti efim or cement it. Dino there. Yeah. Why do you have to
similar issue here? Or say please, I'm a tenant in my house. There's no toilet, no water, no lights. My landlord wants to increase the price. What should I do? Come on.
Well, before we come, I say we'll make sure say all those things are available. So what do you have to now work out now? Say American, say public toilet for one person who use it. And no never because we go to come affordable. And you have to sacrifice near won't try to the public toilet. Obi or person on your side near manu there or tia higher than yours. What I say, it's based on your way no, your level of income no. There's a public pipe. It was different district. There were public toilet. There were different district. And they want to make compare to somebody who has all the facilities in their room, in their home. But now can say landlord be a new concern or bet to need them more on country rent control. Say I understand the way in your mother cost for my. Okay.
Now Jennifer from Kumasi says that I say, can I get the rent book from your office?
Okay.
Yeah.
Rent card no. Ubenya wo your offices be by a ban rent act now. So we got Ghana publishing company now. Act no And I say we go to the internet now, Rent Act 1963 now. It's on the website. Ubetimi download now why do people.
Yemwa onwa won hwe yen anopai.
Okay.
Yemwa wo mo. Se me kwa kope dan a. What is the first 3 things that I might have to look out for?
And the first no here, water, electricity, any toilet. These are 3 basic things. I say we make sure as a tenant, ebe wo fie. Say na make based on the environment, ebi your public toilet were around, so we can take off the toilet. Say your public in so or in so ni fie or there. Maybe in the near future, landlord no betimi aye enti ye betimi aye no electricity say e be environment aye one there's a national grid connected to the place now fine but say no every district assembly is mandating say if ye bia benya toilet enti ye be insist say landlord bia be make sure say omewo toilet but these are the 3 basic things as say o currently obi fia say o make sure say ewo say no environment there are alternatives I bet me use.
Makwa ko hu fie bia me pese me rent.
Okay.
Fie we pese me tinemu. Me landlord a check me. O si o onso pese o rent dan ma me. Me so my imagine say pese me tina fie ni. Problem aba dam ne landlord ntamu na ne say landlord say wo me 2 years. Me so me say rent control say me to me atria 6 months. Landlord say ene say na aba de ene me rent dan ma. Me so say dan we ya na pese me rent. By force. Me to me aba rent control say mo ka landlord say
because a man see no on demanding. One say senior make de biano. Your forefathers not sacrifice your mind. Enti na yenya in a level of freedom. It is also sacrificing. Say your best sanctions are landlords no. So sacrificing na Alex Kwesi Crassie na. Obi sube to me sacrifice ya ma na wa konya wo baby. Enti say sanction landlord na. Ochina on to me fan ya obi
fufu. O de bema wana.
We rent control for aba. O ma be sanction landlord say yo mate. Okay. Me rent ma obi mko. Anasa by force.
Enu ni sacrifice na wa ye no. So o see on farm ma obi o ma. Want to me chiche no too much. But on to me yes I didn't know to another person.
But dynamic pay.
A dino pay, but that sacrifice no na why no. What I say? Oh nya was our environment.
Sacrifice them will be
for. Obi to me better a sacrifice about. Na ye sanction mo. And no ni kokona na ye bono. Because yen to me war as a rent control, yen to me war baby at the same time. And the information now mo dey bano. And no na e be gina so. Na ya sanctions our landlords no. Sana ye kan.
Na it is a CA that grace period na year 3 months is paid for. Now I'm asking, say, can you demand for that grace period no say bia me rent aso me pedan baby fufro but me nyanya nti me ya e bia a month or 2 to get my things out and find a new place to live. And you know grace period no I will pay for it. But can I demand
no, a new right mo.
Any me right. A
new right.
A chopper.
A chopper. And to say landlord no pa or no di be ma.
O ka say there be a.
O see o there be I say wotu. But on to me for so say chinchina me you will near ma gwambontin. Say ba no say wo landlord no wo kwan say obeba rent control.
Na ya force sa na aye. He can't force me out and he won't give it to me. It me so metim.
Utimu baso reporter ye be hwe circumstances na enti a utimu no enti ye be tuma ma 1 week na wa yi wo ne ma fe.
Okay, so what you're saying is say me kokko han will be dying afe. Let's take the still 15th March.
Okay.
Na me ko han afe. That means I have to move out on the 14th of March.
Exactly.
Enti no you are advising say within that period no I was say me ye madwin say January no say mintina mu a I was say start pedan.
E say wo catch landlord no say me renew enti me be feel and it's January no February no now I start to say pedan and by 14th no now we feel
into 14th ne kwa no obetimi asere 1 week bi
no say baby a wo call no na baby no
into no yen ya ye twen ma ye time no so asa ye kwa ko pedan no
David
it is not advisable no person what say landlord walk to me be ye the to me am a landlord say I finish so obetimi atu
yeah
obetimi atu onti me ma wo dan wo mesesa wo niama entum gudie but obetimi di credo ayeden ato dan nim
Dabi
na so se credo ndi obetimi di atu
baby credo no ye obi a wadwane afri wo fi a onfa wo kin no ma o
okay
aha
obi a aso 1 week watim onim se me modie bo ya mo bra field
okay
onim se aso 1 week na wo dia man grace period no aso onim se obafie pe landlord be bisa ne se na da ben na wutu into won na fie nim na me ka tia
landlord maintain say 1 day pound because tenancy agreement matro say 15 there and say ya hu no wo fie enti say one fa wo key na mawa eno ni say obeba rent control na ya starting as contract cases no because hu no wo fie enti ye be this order no na ya yi ni niam no agwa abon
enti na me ka credo asem
nya wo na wo betum ama no
mona credit ba betum
ye na ye be start process no say ye be force na ya open sa way no what I say enti say wo evidence say on patrona adwane dia be file as corner cases no na ye enforce na ye open sa door
to every way no when you're on the field on the ground no things become different na problem kakra ba let me go to the core
okay
the reason I'm saying this is that the time was so
yeah
ebi kra na no what the car water or the car light or you're very much aware
you
na tenants da
okay
or you're very much aware say o tukura na was so ma we be a water 2 months e was so ma light e be a 3 months or you're aware but when him say the time was 1 man 1 week and so na so on 2 yi on him so obafia two things you are asking da be na abetu da be na the water rent no water na light no so sika ebeba nti wo medafie or the what na 2 years landlord when him time wa free fie when him time wa wo ba o de azie enti no him time obetimi abafie ho wo wuni ho credo asem na me can you me sorry say me can because credo no me say nka beto credo but me sorry say me kasa say enti no what I'm saying is say also landlord wuni mo movement wuni so ni mo movement e be very smart obi ono mo a witness no or ye criminal crossing ono obe behind dan enti no sa form no obe fele no witness no ne ba you ono ye criminal crossing no ono ba be rent wo dan obi ani mo bia
okay
enti no okọ da kro be ba fie no wa dikanya ba fie abesesa ne niam ni nara okọ hu no witness kro no na oba be sign ya wo so woton ade wa abuso kan ko shop no no kra yes wo no ba de o oni o south yes
okay
wo afa credo antuma ko ina asesa niam ekwe wo ko bia okọ obi kra timi jane niam achew na nka wasesa niam ne ko obi o no motimi jane niam ne kra chew na okọ ti ameka se ti si ye ba rent control ase mo be process nka mo fa credo mbeto mo problem na me fa credo ntumi du won ma me be frem we
enye credo asen won say say ye ma on pakro no leeway na ye famra kwan so this why you are impeding on the person human rights what you say
no so ye no so
ni on pakro no ye no enu ni ti na say wo fa emra kwan so na fa jiwudan
so what does rent control do then
what we do is so we say mu tenancy no apa ho na a day abeka 2 days abeka 2 weeks abeka and no say obedwane aba rent control na ya start process no first no ya the notice be kwa to a dan anim say ye hia no pakron within 2 weeks so no pakron na ba ye beji order na ya force na ya bie dan no na di wood dan na ma what you say
tenant amene ti wono mene ne ye fine mene ni nya asem biada or ma me the slightest idea crasa where you capable of
so
what is happening it's in a say 14th March na so I'm not running to rent control to report because when him say onye basabasa onye say ba asemba na hu ni pesu what obi betimi aka cho say ma nwene ho dakora say e ma betimi aye ne a oye eso oye
actually I say ye fa emra kwan so
na wo can say maybe I have waited a week or nye week menene onye basabasa I've waited a month so eti ebi ameba rent control beka so na say so de dadan ke wo se wo ba I mean so aso de wo se me ba but nipa no doesn't on to sa or mommy any idea cry say obetimi or you capable of what he's doing. Into be a matras be 2 months and sana meba rent control. Into the process no still
the process has to still follow. Because na me kind you need free rent. And it's a what Johnny cry so ba obetua unka. Sa water bill ni light bill a wo kan no enye free. E say otua unka. But I say ye fa emra kwan so na yen ji wo dan no na yen fa ma. Enti wo ni kwan say wo di preko padlock betu ni dem and now betwa ni pipe wo betwa ni light mo. Wo dem manual access no because e say otua unka. Enti say ye sakana obetua unka. But wo need to me as a landlord say ube force say wo tu no and now ube force say betwa ni light ni emano. So who bibi a wo dey report my na yen famra kwan so na yen ji wo dan na yen ji wo sika ma.
Ye ba bisa Babiee a rent control e wo ne kwan ya be fa so a yen sa be ka rent control any won nipa how we can get to them any be a contact be our problems be a messages are ma send na na endorse won ye timi so answer bebre so I want to believe say we have also done a very good job in asking some questions you at home would love answers to. Answer ye be call last one now the details no abetu dwa no will be so send a text say what today mu be 9 months kura no wo munye nsuo so de bi omu tua water bill me say landlord wo ye adwuma water si wejana o ye adwuma water si wejana so wo ye adwuma akosombu because seriously? I don't even understand why you are paying for a bill that you don't see. Because for me etwemu bi na minim say ansa na ye be che water bill ne kura na ye photocopy of the bill itself and attach it and give to you. Now once we now so keep records because they be abani abeju 30 ni abeju 20 ni abeju 15. What are you paying for? At least there was someone so I want so unya photocopy of the bill de bia no ye ba nti won so da che kura se landlord kura ni fie na bia water for ebe fie ho say omo problem with the house on ba betwemu a ukra utimi yi photocopy no you know way now what dey be about 20 no watua about 15 no watua utifie nim 9 months munyansuo utua water bill. I mean, how does that work? See, so some of these things no I was say a boy homody na yenso so we make a move utifie 9 months munyansuo what and see wage landlord and kwade utimi nko what and see wage and go and ask them why you don't
rent control asem
rent control asem
on say nya enti na ye can say as a landlord and as a tenant. So when you move right, now would gina so and the other person no, he or she will do the set right thing. Here. Okay, and you insisting on our right. So now you can landlord no onye juma wo Ghana water na electricity. As a bill no bar or the beba or the beka ko see the pass. Now aba say wait to 30, wait to 50, wait that be. I say offer bill no chemo. So mu 10 na mu fair. So 10 cities na mu tia na mo tia. So ko 2 year say offer receipt no be chemo say oh ya tia we na say next bill ba and reflect say ya tia bill no na mo ko so say when you say landlord say mo di besie na obe che
rent control e we.
Okay, there were 56 offices out of 260. Nyenti abasa no ye ni district bia but say ba na kra say wo ko adenta wo be hu your office wo amasama say wo ko district court na your office or your Ashama, Dodoa, Accra Central, your Tema Station, any Sowutu, any Tema, any wager, or Accra, a dorsal intimate to me, say Mumbre. But a net dear, Medinama no betuja. 02701218888. 02701218888. Any advice be a no any location say a motion no umbetumi afresa na mawe ye be chewo and as advice be a ye betumi dia ma me boss obiom say 027 01 21 888 027 01 21 888 and after the show no umbetumi afre advice be a mo here be a ye betumi dia ma.
Call the number. Ask for the nearest place, the nearest rent control. For a number, nebisa the nearest rent control. Go and visit them. problem bi a wo bia no omo ebeye yi obeye ho adwuma e de amount ye da se bebre. Thank you Emmanuel. Hey Alex, I owe you the